Hi, this is Chinwendu Pisinze here. How are you guys doing today? Today, I want to quickly talk about um, how I was able to stop excessive people pleasing, how I was able to drop the baggage of excessive care, excessive caring of what people think about me, and how I was able to stop saying yes when I ought to say no. So those are the things I want to talk about today. So I want to briefly narrate my story and tell you what I've learned so far in my journey in that area. So it started some years back when I had hit my own rock bottom, my own version of rock bottom. So I was in a very desperate situation. I had no money. I was just there, and I had no strength to continue living. And I told God that if this is what my life is going to be all about, then please take me home. But ordinarily, I was not suicidal. That means I was not depressed, but I really I had no strength. Have you ever been in that state whereby you don't even have the strength to live till the next day? So I was in such situation whereby is it that my situation changes, or God, please take me home. So I was in that state for some time. There are other things that actually happened, and by divine synchronicities, coincidences, I eventually met my mentor. You know that saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and that was what happened to me. So I was really, really ready. I was really open to any information, whatever that will help me change my life. Of course, not just whatever. I was really ready, open for whatever God was going to tell me to do or anything. So I started the mentorship program. Of course, not only me, we many. So as the program was going on, what our mentor normally does was to give us a book, two books to read in a week and summarize and send to him. So then, because of how desperate I really was, I was putting in the work. In fact, sometimes I would read close to 18 hours a day. So I would read the ones he gave us to read quickly. Then I'll start reading the ones I also wanted to read on my own. So sometimes I'll end up reading up to 5 to 6 books in a week. So that time, there was a book someone gave me in 2015. In fact, plenty books, ebooks, and I saved them in my laptop, but I never opened them to see what was in that folder. So, but that day, I don't know what happened. I just clicked the folder and opened it, and I saw some books, some I know, some I don't know. But there's a particular one caught my attention. So I opened the book and I started reading it. And as I was reading it, it was talking about, it mentioned the laws of the universe and all that. You may know the book, The Kybalion. So I started reading the book. I continued to read the book, and I came across where it talked about love correspondence as within, so without. It was as if that particular statement left that book and hit me. So I realized instantly that this was that piece of information I've been looking for. Of course, before then, I had this feeling that there's this particular information, or a kind of intuition, a knowing that there is a particular information that I needed to know then for my life to change. So immediately I saw that statement as within, so without. I immediately recognized it as that piece of information I've been looking for. So what happened was that I it immediately opened my eyes to how I have been thinking, my thought patterns. In fact, it showed me immediately. I instantly recognized that I have been my own enemy all the while, because I did not understand that there is a relationship between my inner world and my outer world. So what that information did was to open me up to see that immediately. Now I saw how I have been thinking, the loop of thoughts I've formed, and my general thought pattern was in that victim's level. So I was hugely in the victim's consciousness, whereby I was attributing everything that was happening to me to outside circumstances, maybe the economy, how people treat me, how this one happened, how the other one happened, and I never saw that I have been the one attracting my situation and revalidating it constantly through my thoughts and beliefs and everything. So when that understanding dawned on me, so I immediately it started showing me, because I have become aware of it. Self-awareness is key in all these things. So I started, I was already practicing the whole watching of the mind and all that, watching of my thoughts and everything. So I started from there, seeing that a series of self-betrayal, patterns of self-betrayal, in the sense that I saw the way my thoughts have been. Everything became very, very obvious to me from that point. I saw that statement. So that was when it dawned on me that I have been betraying myself. I have been the one that kept myself where I was. Then that was when I started cleaning up my life. I started cleaning up my thought patterns. I started cleaning up everything. In fact, I had to start all over. It was a complete 360 degrees paradigm shift that happened to me. So I started all over again. Like everything, I had to let everything go. Everything I knew from whatever to that point, a lot of things I had to let them go. So that was when I also realized that I've been betraying myself, in the sense that I've been excessively people pleasing. In fact, up to that point, I have not lived my life, in as much as then I thought I was killing it. I never knew I was really not living my own life up to that point. So in a bit to recover and myself, I had to let go of all those things, and that was when I was able to bring down the burden of caring excessively what people think about me. So the whole in fact, everything then that was not working in my life, saying yes when I meant to say no, excessively trying to be nice. Being nice is not a bad thing, but there is a point that you'll be nice and it becomes foolishness. It's not as if I did not know then. Sometimes my spirit will always call me back. I always feel it within me that I was betraying myself, that I was not living the way I was supposed to be living. But then tomorrow I'll still go out and still live that way. So because of I was afraid that I'll offend people. My fear of offending people was higher than my love for myself. That's the best way to put it. But what happened was that when I started changing those things and started falling in love with myself, I accepted myself just the way I am, knowing that this is who I am, and who I am is good enough. In fact, I am just good enough. I am enough just because I exist. So all this understanding dawned on me within that period. So that was how I was able to get off that burden. Imagine that you are in a prison that you have the key to, and you are there. That's just what it looks like to me. Being in that prison, I kept myself by excessively caring about what people think about me, and that was why it was always difficult for me to walk down the street all by myself. I would always look for a companion, because I was so self-conscious. But now all those are gone, and the resultant effect is that I became bolder, more confident. Before then, I cannot sit behind a camera like this and be talking. It's not possible. You won't see me near a camera. It's not possible. But now I can do it. I'm not saying that I've become the best at doing it, but at least I am. These days I'm always behind the camera talking, and that's a huge improvement, growth for me, and I'm very grateful to God about that. And so that was how I was able to drop mine. So I encourage you to drop yours too if you have to, but don't force anything. Don't just force anything. It will just happen. It will happen, but it will, you, if you begin to apply yourself to it and change your mind, do your inner work, what we the in Jungian psychology known as shadow work, that is becoming aware of the hidden things within you. That is why I always talk about self-awareness. Self-awareness is very, very important in the sense that it is through self-awareness that you get to know the things within you, the things that seem hidden. Every day I become self-aware of certain things. For instance, last week I was just thinking about I started noticing that there are some things that used to irritate me. So it became very, very obvious to me that the problem isn't those things, that the problem is me. So I became aware of that. So that is what self-awareness does to you. It helps you to recognize the areas that you may need to work on and outgrow. So don't always point the accusing fingers at things or people. Is you, not in the sense that you're condemning yourself, but in the sense that you're looking within you to see what needs to be healed, what needs to be strengthened in order to move on. Because you see, when things outside of you annoys you, when things outside of you annoy you, when things that maybe others are doing are making you angry, you are invariably giving your power away. You are telling that situation, or you're telling those people that you people truly have control over me. You have control over my emotions. So the essence of growth is coming to that point whereby your inner world is always peaceful and calm, no matter the outside circumstances. Not like something will happen, then the next thing your inner world will turn upside down. I haven't I'm still also mastering it. You know, when you grow, you cultivate mastery over that, and when you have mastered it, then you have become a master in that area, so that things around that area will no longer touch you. So I am also in the process of mastering not being affected by things, that my inner world is always at peace no matter what happens outside. So I also encourage you to take your own journey to this place of wellness, wholeness, and authentic living, because I am all about living your authentic life, living in wholeness, and being all that you're capable of being. Because if we are all spirit beings and we are more than our bodies, so why underutilize ourselves? Why not let's be all we are capable of being? Even if it means stretching yourself, no matter what, outgrowing your fears every day, whatever it is that you have to do, living by how you are truly designed to live. Just before I started making these videos, a thought dropped in my mind as to why we don't live up to who we are, because we don't live according to our designs. Each of us are designed in different ways. Especially when you study the whole human design thing, there's a book I read that is very interesting about how you can physically identify people's designs and all that, and what they are really designed to do. So whenever you're living outside your design, you will see that life would look like an uphill task. So, and that was what I was doing all that time. I was pushing, we have been taught that life works in a particular way, that you have to pursue things in this particular way. You have to push against the force, push, like break the opposition and move. You can actually break the opposition and move, but you will see that life in that area will continue to be in that like uphill task. But when I started this journey, what I got to see is that you can actually enter into that flow of life, and what they call effortless living is possible. So you don't force things come to you, align and attract instead of chasing and all that. So I also realize that we all have rhythms to our lives, and life itself is a rhythm. When you like try to understand life, you will see that it's like a music. So when you merge your own music, the music of your life, your own personal rhythm into the music of life, into the rhythm of life, so it becomes a ceaseless flow. Life becomes a ceaseless flow for you, because what happens is that you are just being carried by the current of life. And what used to confuse me before now is that I thought that if you just let surrender and everything, so you really surrender your life and always ask of what you would have me to do, God or whatever. I used to think that it's a kind of you throwing away your life, but that's not what it is. So life is always for us and not against us. It's always in the process of unfolding those things we actually truly desire and all that. So I encourage you to take your own journey towards dropping all those things that are no longer serving you. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment with your thoughts. Till I see you next time. You can also watch the rest of my videos, and God bless you all. Bye.